Doc, on tiasie wo inflated public debt ya Auditor General admit say senior na ampa na yede about 138 billion account on it saying say uchiri mwachire Ghana for how do you appreciate this anomaly?
Happy FM 98.9.
Mamenka say normally no bad chikasema aya na the calculations no enya extra care prefer nimpa said that nimpa betumi said that inflate no and nimpa also can make mistakes, so then Debiano, you may have to go beyond the normal spectacle to see say na bua payebu ma na say you are enim. Then if there is clear evidence that nimpa no share that the process back together to form that final figure in that nimpa no share that or inflated figures are, then obviously appropriate sanction to me to send a best as deterrent. But if a genuine mistake, then obviously corrections will be there.
Happy FM 98.
Now, how do you determine the genuineness or otherwise of that mistake? You will be a debate with you.
Obviously, it will depend on the processes. You have to audit the processes themselves. What I want to say is that ABR, Happy FM, Ekoto Konso no Ebua Yedotono no 1,000 Ghana cedis. You see BB in Koto. BB Adi empty invoice on more than handwriting. Actual 4,000 eguso. Meanwhile, so baby or tired, you know, I was also 2,000. It is a member call from the B, from the source. Number check it, I want to almost say 2,000. The bar officer, so you actual 4,000. Luckily for me, make sure you can handwrite the thing in the bar or attendance and I say shop on an handwriting, your own handwriting. Not just say, what I also watch that say, the dream. No, say, make sure you genuinely 2,000, make call on to 2,000 now. The bank account, one much on evidence that say, bank, one more bank, and we get 2,000 to the sign on the board here. The checking price, general market price, no, sign it here. And so, no, if you are all recording why you mistake, I got your 4,000. Then obviously, a payo, if you are a type or another password. But if process you actually say what's that year, and you now have to sanction you so that next time no be so yebia. And it is easy to determine. It's not your forensic audit. I mean, if you think that there is suspicion, then you have to go further. Probably do forensic audit or process auditing. Then you can really come out with a better conclusion.
From the look of things, you know, as always, Section 54 of the Public Financial Management Act 2016, Act 921, it mandates the public debt to be fully and accurately reported, which means that with this misreporting, you know, I was say Emrano Chubiasun.
Yes, I mean, if it is a way, say it lacks integrity and genuinely an act of deception, why not? But you see, I can tell you, say, when you are dealing with figures, honestly speaking, to me, I mistake a crack, and sometimes even based on how you pick the issues. They could be varying figures, but you may have to establish, say, genuinely, I mean, once that is done, and also you may have to do that against the law, the various actor, Ebuama, your finance, you're transparent, and then you make sure that there are checks and balances and you deal with corruption. If we just suppose that to the law, that's it, obviously. Obviously, sanctions must apply. It doesn't matter the political coloration. But what I'm saying is that we should be sure of what we are doing. We should be sure that we see, buapayo. And what were the intentions behind it? Otherwise, we can easily start a case. Now, baby, because we cannot even continue it. Nimpana, Ufi said, I was a national. The could baby no, the union will be at the better national. Oh, because then, we also have equity. So it's not always about the law. And sometimes we have to make sure that we can really put beyond reasonable doubt. Say, Nimpano. That's it. Oh, family running engagement. I said, yeah, or figures or they out. No, I have wrong figures. I mean, that is where my interest lies. So we will have strong ground to say, okay, we need a buapayo, and I say buapayo. Then we can all sing the same song.
We live in a country a enema kese ti misisi na yetete ho saa yente ho asemu biem na yafa na saa na ekọ na yanim. Is it your expectation say saa de we ye be show national interest na yahwehwemu ahunu ne ekọ so pa ana just say auditor general na beji atumu say indeed there was an inflation of about 138 billion no ya rectify no nya no ho no musa.
No, we have to really look into it. We have to look into it and make sure and find out what happened. And if there are people we have to sanction, seriously, we have to. Because see, on my yetima, sabi, income tax better than yago. Which me yejuma. Every year, income tax in 20, but it's not safe in the na amount for so entity Nimekuwa no ahodoa no ebo maineka. So it shouldn't end with the Auditor General's report. We should go beyond that. Whatever accounted for that, we should establish it. And if it is the case that Nimpebi and Ampa Juma, then true muscle. But of course, auditing report would be a bra. Every time our blood pressure for so abra at the I mean, we have all been audited before, and we have received queries from auditors before. You understand?
Yeah.
Sometimes when the auditors come, they want to say something, and they definitely will say something. But for me, we have to go beyond that. You see, the Omokano,
okay. So,
I wouldn't give you details of it,
okay.
But there was a time. I was part of the process of an auditing.
Okay.
Now, could you imagine that someone was queried simply because obi a handing over. Now handing over no nimpa oyema no na ono no eye penyi pa instead of obeyama the odinetino wanya amadi odinetino oyema original boss no.
Okay.
And the auditors buy now obviously they said to see some things and a report and normal sort of so one query immediate boss now will assume office no. But you could not get a normal because on hand you over the man regional boss or hand you over all those items to the regional boss or regional office. Meanwhile, at the district level, no, you query district anyhow. It's the debate, you know. Who want China what to say? Yes, see, no much say neither. If you office what we have better show. But and you are also different parts of the same institution.
Okay.
It is sometimes audit report there. If you look at it from the face, every time we have high blood pressure.
Okay.
But we have to go into it. But if we go into it, not definitely what is happening is what it is. Then, of course, chance must rule. But if there are justifiable reasons to say, oh, now a suspicion. But because anyway, any good auditor will tell you, say, or express the conclusion is not a expression of an opinion. Expression of an opinion.
What say young Kumu Nianko say Bribitu Muno? Say if you hear the auditor general say like Bibi say or say near one because of discrepancies between Ministry of Finance records and a controller and accountant general records and a criticize problem yeah Obediatum.
Yes, but measure to me because yes, figures. And obviously, if you are now one of these institutions, why omission? And now say that a report from another. Then idea information maybe there was just asymmetry of information. Look, this is what it is. If we even be said here, Ministry of Finance, any a controller, they are supposed to liaise. I mean, as a Minister of Finance, Emma Clarence, be not controller here. But if we are one of the institutions, information also the body, I don't know, enough was inadequate. So what is happening in the book is different from the reality. So there should be a reconciliatory account or something to deal with it. For me, it's an opinion that has been expressed, and once they are attributing it to a discrepancy, it still remains bookish. We must go down because look, even when you are auditing banks and other financial institutions, you would always want to demand physical evidence to reconcile what the reality with what is in the books. Always we have to go beyond the books and see what is happening on the ground. Yes, if it's a discrepancy, what accounted for the discrepancy? Let's see the reality. If the reality shows that nothing untoward has happened, so we probably caution whoever gave the report, and then we move on. But if indeed the discrepancy behind the discrepancy, there is embezzlement, there is misappropriation, there is something that was not done right, then whoever is responsible for that must be punished, in my view.
Doc, my last question, and if you can make this brief for me, I'll be very happy. We were implications bima ne IMF ne donor partnership relationship ana.
Of course. You see, Ghana lacks credibility. And when I say Ghana lacks credibility, it means that the confidence people have in you, creditors, investors have in you, low. And as that way, you root investor confidence. And to say, not these things happen. Not a year for say, maybe you need to attract the integrity of our data and the integrity of even our accounting systems. And so be a new deal. I will say be behind because so much trustworthy. And this goes against us, and it can even affect our credit rating because it could be say the cat I was so sure. So it doesn't augur well for our reputation on the financial landscape.
Okay,
and I think it can affect us in our dealings with our creditors and other stakeholders.
Dr. Evans Nunoo, once again, I am grateful for your time. Yamisha Papa.
Thanks for the privilege. With us, Papa.
Dr. Evans Nunoo Naten and Kano, an economist, watching on Niabetudja, Ebede, said Ghana public debt was misreported. It was inflated by 138 billion Ghana cedis. And the actual figure is 737.17 billion. About saying that a balloon to 876.8 billion Ghana cedis, a difference of a whopping 138 billion Ghana cedis.